Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talking Games with Kellie and Andrew. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Kellie.
I am ready for Jeff.
Woo!
I guess I shouldn't say that yet, because we're talking about that, quite a bit later.
Yeah, but you're preparing to be ready for Jeff.
I'm preparing to be ready for Jeff, but I feel like we should probably just start actual news. That way we can talk about Jeff quicker, because Jeff is impatient.
So true. So true. So we took a little bit of time with the holiday, and one of us was traveling to the Big Apple.
It was me.
Oh, I think we had this exact same bit last year when I went to New York.
I don't remember. That was a year ago, Kellie.
You're right.
I can't even
Time
verify
isn't
that
real.
I was alive a year ago.
Time isn't real. Time isn't real. Just like the time between the Fallout TV show getting announced and the Fallout TV show coming out, because I didn't realize it was happening so soon. But the Fallout TV show, the Amazon series, got a new trailer a couple days ago. We already knew it was coming out in April, and we saw the stills, but this is the first time we saw the trailer. It was a quick little trailer, wasn't super detailed. It was not even 3 minutes, but we got to look at some of the characters. We got to look at Kyle MacLachlan, who seems to be some sort of vault dweller. I don't know who the main character is, the woman whose actress's name I do not know. And then we saw the Walter Goggins ghoul, which was kind of cool. I don't know. I feel like, to me, it's hard to gauge how I feel about everything that we've seen. It does look very Fallout. It looks very Fallout 4.
I was going to say, it looks like Fallout 4 specifically.
Very, the design mechanisms of 4, the skin-tight, super bright vault suits, the sort of, I'm not saying it's leaning away from the dirt. It still looks kind of gross and dirty and weird, but it's obviously been maybe more optimized, and, the vertibirds are Fallout 4. I mean, the vertibirds were in the other games, but the Brotherhood of Steel looks like the Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout 4, and the ghouls look like Fallout 4 ghouls. So this is not surprising. I think this is probably the new direction of the series as a whole. But I can't say that I'm disappointed or excited either way. I feel like I hope it's good, because I'm a big Fallout fan, but it's hard to say,
I think the thing for me is that this show had a very easy possibility of being awful. And I think that this trailer showed me, okay, it's not going to be awful. It might not be great, but at least we know it's not going to be heaping trash like so many video game adaptations are. I'm sort of neutral on it. I watched this trailer and I was like, that looks very, very competent. I wouldn't care one bit if it wasn't a video game adaptation.
Yeah.
But that's just, it's not necessarily my genre. I'm not a huge fan of apocalypse television.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I will watch it because, does Amazon? No, Amazon does weekly releases, right? Yeah. They at least do with Invincible, so I assume.
I'm not sure what it will be for this.
I just,
because I think they've done both historically, so I'm not 100% sure what this will be. I would assume it's weekly, which I think would be better. I think that's better for the life cycle and vitality of a show, and the way that people talk about shows on social media, I think is better weekly. But I feel well, I don't want to talk too much about this, but I feel like there's sort of an interesting thing going on in the trailer. It sort of looks like it's about 3 different main characters, so we'll see.
Yeah, I also didn't know that, I didn't know that Walton Goggins was going to be, a main character, but I'm excited for that. And it looks like there's going to be a bunch of flashbacks. Well, I shouldn't say a bunch. There's going to be flashbacks with Walton Goggins as a person, and I think that'll be interesting because it's not something you get to see in a Fallout game because, they're already ghouls.
Except for in 4,
Yeah.
when you see the Vault Tech representative.
Oh, and in 3, what's her name turns into a ghoul?
Moira.
But, it's not a super common thread, so
Yeah, you're right. And it's not something that they like dwell on. And they're always like played off as jokes.
On.
Oh, hey.
Vault
come on.
Dwell. Since we're talking about video game television series, one of the biggest video game live action television series adaptations ever, one of the biggest adaptations ever, a huge cultural phenomenon is getting a second season. That's right. We're talking about the Halo.
Right. Right.
Yep. Everybody's favorite.
Right.
This show's getting a second season. It's coming out February 8th. I'm asking this as a question. Why? Did it do well?
That's a great question. I feel like maybe it did well with like general audiences. I don't really know.
I just heard nobody talk about it.
I almost feel like it was like maybe they ordered 2 seasons.
Yeah, and they have to make this now.
But I don't really know. I don't know. Paramount Plus has so much money from like, what's that show?
Yellowstone.
They're just throwing whatever at the wall and seeing what sticks. That's why there's like 6 different versions of Yellowstone. It's like Yellowstone 1809, and then it's like Yellowstone the Stone Age, and it's like, what are we even doing anymore, you guys? And now it's like Halo season 2, by the way, if you even care.
I think what blows my mind about this trailer is that it opens on a shot of human Master Chief's face.
I know.
Like, do you not know your brand?
He's such a flop. I'm sorry. I never want to see that man's face. The most important part about Master Chief to me is that he's big and faceless, and he is guided by Cortana. Those are really the 3 tenets of his character. Speaking as someone who's never played Halo, except for Halo Reach.
Didn't you watch the... Oh, no, only I watched. I watched 23 minutes of season 1.
I couldn't bear it. I could not bear it.
It hurt so bad to watch that I was like, no, thank you. I cannot.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Maybe this will be like a redemption arc and it's like a way better second season, but I will not watch it because that would require me to watch season 1.
Yeah.
So.
Well, are you going to watch The Last of Us season 2?
No, I hate that show.
Oh, okay.
I'm more of a Halo kind of guy.
Right. I knew that about you. Well, Andrew, this might not be good news to you then, but good news to everybody else who enjoys this show. The Last of Us season 2 is starting production in February. It's another February happening. I imagine the turnaround on this will actually be pretty quick. So maybe like fall 2024 or maybe January 2025. I don't remember it being that long in between. Like, I remember we saw the first shots from The Last of Us season 1 in like, maybe it was the summer before it came out.
Yeah, like 7 months or something.
And I think about another huge HBO show, which is House of the Dragon. They were filming just like a couple months ago, and that's coming out next summer. So I guess a year would be the production cycle. Anyway, the point is that season 2 starts production in February, which like production, what does that really mean? You know,
Cameras rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the thing that's crazy is the fact that it's February. Like, I don't care about the turnaround, like how long it takes. It's just, I know there were strikes and stuff, but the fact that they weren't rolling cameras on season 2, like 2 days after season 1 finished is crazy. Like, I'm surprised they didn't know. I think they knew they had a hit on their hands before it came out, so I don't know why they didn't start season 2 right away. And then obviously the strikes prolonged that process.
I'm not sure.
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, I will definitely be a wait, but as a very wise TikTok comment I once read said, the time will pass anyway.
That's brilliant.
Well, now I think about that every time. I'm like, wow, I gotta wait for this thing. I'm like, well, the time's gonna pass anyway, so.
Yeah. You know who's gotta wait?
Who?
Ubisoft. You know who didn't wait?
Who?
Ubisoft.
Uh-oh.
They have to, they have this game called Beyond Good and Evil you may have heard of. Classic from the PlayStation 2 era. It doesn't have a sequel on the... It might have a sequel on the way. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is in this weird middle ground. But there is a 20th anniversary edition of Beyond Good and Evil coming, early 2024. And you may wonder why it's just text that announced it and not some cool trailer or something. It's because Ubisoft accidentally released it a few days ago. They accidentally put it up on Ubisoft Plus, and people were playing it.
That's crazy.
Yep, a few days ago that happened, and then they frantically pulled it, and then they tweeted, and they were like, well, oops. And they announced that that was an early build, and that that does not represent what they are actually going to be releasing early next year. I'm excited. I hope that it's like a free upgrade for people who have it, because I do own a digital copy. But if not, I still think it's good to revisit this game. Hopefully, the screenshots I saw, and I know they're technically early development, but the screenshots were positive. Like, they looked really nice. So, fingers crossed.
I would love to be inside the Ubisoft offices when that happened. I would love to know what was happening in those hallowed halls.
Probably a lot of screaming. It's just Yev Guillemot being like, ah!
Sacre bleu! Sorry.
It's okay. You can't be racist against French people.
I took French classes in high school, so... Mon Dieu! That means my God.
How do you say Beyond Good and Evil leaked on Ubisoft Plus?
You don't. You just pray. You pray that
nobody said those words.
Yeah. Here's something that didn't get released early, but is releasing earlier than expected.
Actually, it did. This release date leaked like 3 days before it was supposed to.
Oh, well, the game didn't release before it was supposed to.
No, I guess not. Not everything.
We got a really cool trailer for Dragon's Dogma 2, and we got a release date, which is March 5th, 2024. Now, I don't know about you, Andrew, but that's like not even 4 months away.
That's also not the release date.
It actually is not actually 4 months away at all, because today is the 4th. So it's December, January, February, March. It's actually just before the threshold of being 4 months away.
Kelly, it's not March 4th. Where are you getting the number 4?
Oh, it's March 27th. I'm sorry. I read 2024 and it's like my brain didn't It's been a very long day, okay?
I know.
Andrew heard all about my long day before we started recording, so I deeply apologize. The release date for Dragon's Dogma 2 is March 22nd, 2024.
It's 2224.
So if you're a Pisces like me, actually Pisces season will just be ending. That begins Aries season.
More importantly,
so you can be the arisen Aries.
Hey Kelly, I have an important question. What did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was cool. I liked Dragon's Dogma, the first one. It was like the first video game that I played that I was like, this is hard. I don't know if I can do this. But I thought the trailer was cool. I mean, there's more like story in it than I remember there being in Dragon's Dogma, like the first Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
I don't remember the story of the first one being particularly like, whoa, like it was about what you could do. It was about the pawns. It was about the big dragon guy whose name I can't remember. It was kind of about fighting the monsters, which seems to be very much the case in the second one as well. But it looks a little bit more in depth.
I think it looks
like story stuff.
Really nice. Like, I'm impressed. It looks even better than like the reveal trailer and stuff. Like, they've put a lot of polish on it.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm excited to play this. I never played Dark Arisen. I know that was like an expansion. And I would love to go back and revisit the first Dragon's Dogma, because even though it's old, it's not like impossible to play. I mean, I think it still looks pretty good. So,
yeah. Or you could be like
check
me.
out the first one and.
You could be like me and have absolutely zero chance of revisiting the original, but actually probably going to play this because I'm a bad person, and also it looks really, really good. And also,
you're not a bad person.
It's out soon, so it's like I ain't got time to play the first game before it comes out in 3 months.
That's true.
And
4 months.
3 months and change. 4 months, yeah. All of January, all of February. And then most of March, yeah.
Most of March and
also
of
December, yeah. Okay. Well,
what I'm only December 4th.
I feel like we got real hopped up on that date talk. Do you want to hear some good news for the world and bad news for talking games?
Why is it bad news for talking games?
Because a huge, enormous, earth-shattering video game
on a Tuesday
bit of news will be coming out about 3 hours after our episode airs. Wait, it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
I thought it was... Well, that's even worse. So that means literally 60 minutes after this episode goes up, the Grand Theft Auto...
Wait.
What?
Let's pretend that we got an early... Let's pretend. Okay, edit this part out so the audience doesn't hear it. Let's pretend
that
we got an early access look at the trailer, and we'll talk about how bad it looked. Okay?
Well, what if we start... if we're going to hedge our bets on this, let's talk about very specific details.
Okay, I think that's a good idea.
So,
because
Kelly,
then people will really believe us.
What did you think about that crazy moment where the dragon came out
as gay of the closet?
As gay of the closet.
I thought that
he's
was
the only
really
He's in the closet. He's the only gay. He's the gay of the closet.
It's not the direction I expected the series to take.
No.
At this juncture, but I was surprised and shocked at what I was seeing.
Yes.
I also felt like the part where the natural disaster, earthquake, double earthquake, volcano, ripped apart Los Sanch. What's it called?
I don't know.
The city in Grand Theft Auto, the part, and then when the San Andreas fault line broke open and the Rock had to save his family, I thought that was really crazy. And really unexpected.
I'm really excited. It's also bold for them not to call it Grand Theft Auto 6, but to instead call it Grand Theft Auto Rise of the Queer Dragon, who will fight Dwayne Johnson on the fault line to save Earth.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of wordy, but I think that it'll catch on.
Well, the acronym is very readable because the acronym is, hang on. Oh, sorry. My microphone is broken.
Oh,
just give me 1 second while I fix my microphone. So
he just needs to make some adjustments to his microphone.
The queer.
So don't worry about Andrew because I will fill this dead air. We're talking about Grand Theft Auto 6.
No, we're not.
Trailer
it's not called 6, remember?
Oh, you're right. It's Grand Theft Auto, the Queer Dragon. Right. Yes.
Well, you could keep reading. It's okay.
The Queer Dragon fights Dwayne Johnson on the fault line to save the Earth. This is maybe the dumbest bit we've ever done.
I had to spell it out so we could get the acronym, which, in case you're curious, because, they need to make it a lot more straightforward, it's GTA TQDFD JOTFLTST. Oh, I'm crying a little bit.
Hey, Andrew, check your phone right now.
Why am I...
I just want you to see something that just was...
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Literally, as we're doing this bit. As we are doing this bit. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? I'm pulling it up.
It could have been real all along. It could have been not a bit all along. It could have been the truth.
That's kind of scary that friend of the show, Cameron, texts us that the GTA 6 trailer leaked while we're making a joke about GTA TQDFDJOTFLTSTE.
The real game.
Yeah.
Not whatever friend of the show Cameron's talking about.
It's off screen. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I'll just wait till tomorrow because we actually already saw the trailer, remember?
Oh, well, yeah. It's really...
In an official capacity, Rockstar shared it with us.
Yeah, Dwayne the Rock Star.
Hey.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear some Dragon Age news?
Yes, I do. I'm so happy.
I know you love
for
Dragon
you.
Age. I know it's your favorite series. So every year, December 4th is the unofficial Dragon Age day. Because there's like an N7 day for Mass Effect, which is November 7th. But because December 4 looks a little bit like DA, this is the Dragon Age day.
Yeah, okay.
And this is like a community run thing, so typically you don't expect a ton, unlike N7 day, which is organized by the Mass Effect developers. But anyway, so we weren't really expecting a ton today, but the team at BioWare actually did release a tiny little teaser trailer and a blog post all about the locations that they are incorporating in the next Dragon Age game, which is kind of a big deal because in the first 2 Dragon Ages, you're kind of confined to one place, one location, so to speak, one nation, I guess. In 3, in Inquisition, you've got 2. Now it seems like in this one, there's like 5. So, kind of exciting. We also got some new dialogue from probably the new antagonist. We kind of already know one of the antagonists in the game. This sounds like a brand new one, which is exciting. And finally, at the very end of the teaser, the very short teaser, they pretty much say, the full game reveal is coming in the next summer. So that's like gameplay trailer, characters, and release date. Now, I'm of a mind that if it's early summer, they might be planning for a holiday 2024 release.
I'm of that mind too.
I think that makes sense because I think it's a little bit, and I might eat my words come next summer, but I think it would be a little bit crazy for them to be like full reveal next summer and then next summer be like, see you next year in 2025.
Yeah.
I think that would be a little absurd. It might happen.
Like they're laying the tracks now, it feels like, so.
True.
It'd be weird.
So
can I say that the environments in, obviously this is like a cinematic trailer, so yeah, it's very heavily catered. It looks stunning.
Yeah, I think it's sort of a mixture. I think it's in-engine stuff.
I mean, it says gameplay, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I think it's real time.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think, for people who've been playing these games for a long time, we hear about all these places that they're talking about in the trailer. We've heard about Antiva forever and Ravane. We've never gotten to go there. So I think it'll be really cool to be able to go to these places. And I think what most excited me was hearing the new antagonist. In so much of the marketing for this game, it's in the name of the game. It's like, here's the bad guy. Here's the bad guy. It's the Dreadwolf. You know him. You hate him. He's the bad guy. I mean, I don't hate him. I love him. I have very complex feelings about him. But I think it's more interesting that there's an even bigger bad guy that we will have to confront at some point. So that was exciting to me. I think that's the first little story bit that we've gotten in a while about this game that excites me. And I'm not saying the hype is building again, because if it is 2025, that's quite the long time. But it is nice to know that something's happening. And it's nice to get we'll see you next summer. I think that provides a lot of, not necessarily comfort, but assurance that good things are happening.
It also means you can enjoy the Game Awards.
That's true. It was also nice to not be having to on the edge of my seat at the Game Awards, is it coming out? Is it coming out?
This would have been, I guess this would have been kind of cool as a pre-show thing.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. They might still show it at the Game Awards. I don't know, just for people who aren't super online about Dragon Age, but
I feel like the only thing I got money on for the Game Awards is that Beyond Good and Evil thing that feels like it was supposed to be announced there.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't watch the trailer, but they did leak the release date for GTA 6, and I'm surprised. Did you see it? Can I tell you?
No. Yeah, tell me.
It's 2025. I really didn't expect that. I genuinely was fully expecting 2024, so...
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of... I mean, it makes sense, Game Awards is going to have a bunch of 2025 reveals in it too, but like the amount of hype building up to this GTA reveal, I'm like, oh, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I will watch it tomorrow. I'm not going to watch the trailer because it's blurry and it has Bitcoin on the top, like the text BTC over it for some reason.
Well, you have to purchase Bitcoin to be able to watch the trailer.
Maybe. Oh, that's the bit, is you have to buy the game with Bitcoin. To transition us into the exciting topic of the day, though, we heard from he talked to us. Jeff Keighley told us, and not Video Games Chronicle, that he told us that they're upping security. They're tightening security to prevent another stage invasion at the Game Awards 2023.
Wow. He's got snipers
In the
rafters.
It's going to be a show. Kelly, I'm thrilled to watch it with you.
Yes.
We're going to have a good time.
We're going to have a gay old time.
We're going to have a queer dragon old time.
It's just like Christmas, a gay old time.
Yes.
Bring me now our day. What is this song?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don we now our gay apparel.
Oh.
That's
we
what he
wear
says.
Now we don gay apparel?
That's going to be me coming to your apartment to watch the Game Awards.
Donning gay apparel?
Yeah.
I'm the one who dons. Never mind.
Well, shall we get into the Game Awards?
Yeah.
The Game Awards?
The Game Awards. Kelly, I just went ahead and set some categories in front of us that I figure we can argue. Okay. So we'll predict the Game Awards. That was excellent. We're gonna predict some winners, and it should be clear this is separate from what we would pick if it was our choice, because that is what our Game of the Year special will be like in 2 weeks.
Right.
So, how about you go ahead and tell us our nominees for our first category we'll discuss?
Sure. So the first category is Best Independent Game. There are five games in this category. Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder.
Fun fact, I found out this week that Dave the Diver is funded by a multi-billion-dollar Korean company.
Yeah.
A lot of people are really mad at Jeff for this being in indie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's an earthquake happening in the studio.
Is that what it sounded like?
It's the San Andreas fault line.
Oh no, somebody called Dwayne.
I understand. I actually think Dave the Diver will win. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I think
it's the most hype. I think it's the most talked about, and I think that's typically how these Game Awards go.
I'm going to give it to Sea of Stars, which is not even my pick necessarily. Obviously 2 weeks from now you hear my pick, but I'm going to predict Sea of Stars. So
okay,
we'll conflict. I'm going to write these down so that we can compare next week, and if one of us.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And while you're writing those down, I will read off the next category. The next category is for Best Performance. There are 6 people nominated for this. Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 6.
It was 16, right?
Yes.
I got confused.
This happened last week, too.
He plays Clive. There is also Cameron Monaghan, who is in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. He plays
Cal Kestis.
Cal, whose name I knew. I guess I don't have to say their names.
No.
Maybe I'll say their names. There's also Idris Elba from Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. He plays Solomon Reed. Melanie Liburd from Alan Wake 2. She plays the character's name, who I can't remember, but it's very unique. It's like a thing. It's like a noun.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Neil Newbin, who plays Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal. Is it Lowenthal?
No, it's
I always thought it was
Lowenthal.
Lowenthal.
It is. I was just, when you said Lowenthal, I was like, huh?
Sometimes brain don't work.
Saga. Her name is Saga.
Saga. And then Yuri Lowenthal, who plays Peter in Spider-Man 2.
I have a very, you go ahead, go first.
I think I'm of the opinion that Neil Newbin has a very, very passionate fan base between people who have been with him for a long time since he was in like Detroit, Become Human, to like new fans who are like uber obsessed with Astarion. Not counting myself among them, but I do like Astarion a lot. I think he has a very, very loyal and devoted fan base, and I think he will win because this is a people-led vote.
Right,
so.
But it's still also voted by council. It's not called the council, but like
The council.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think human voting counts for much. I think that it's, I would guess probably like 15 to 20% of the vote is counted.
Interesting.
But that's just conspiratorial.
Who is your pick?
Okay, I'm going to say something rude. Not rude, just, okay, I think that's going to be Melanie Libbard because I think Jeff is very conscious about the fact that he got called out for having no women at his shows recently.
That's true.
So I think that this might be like a we ain't done nothing wrong kind of pick. And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. To be frank, I have only seen 3 of these 6 in game. So I cannot vouch for who I think should win personally. But I think that it wouldn't surprise me if she won. And it wouldn't surprise me if it was kind of like a little bit of a good faith move.
But it's done in bad faith.
Done a good faith move done because he's been called out for bad faith. Yeah.
Yeah, I will see.
We'll
see how this one goes. I think this one will be very interesting. I think pretty much everyone on this list did a really great job with their roles. Even people who are not super familiar with video games, like I think Idris Elba did a really great job, and he had to do like the mocap and stuff for that too. I mean, most of them I assume did mocap or actual visual capture for all of these games. I'm assuming, except for maybe like Yuri Lowenthal, but
who knows?
Who knows? The next category is Best Narrative, and the games that were nominated were Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. It's a very important distinction. Final Fantasy 16 and Spider-Man 2. I think narrative. So they say this award is for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. I believe Alan Wake 2 will win this.
Dang it. That's what I was going to say.
I just think that for what the award is, and if we look outside of the vacuum for a second and are like, these other games are also nominated here and here.
Yeah.
I think that this might be Alan Wake 2. I would love if Cyberpunk won. I think the narrative in Phantom Liberty is really, really good. I think it's very interesting. I think it's a highlight of that entire game. But I don't know. I think Alan Wake is...
I'm have money on Alan Wake.
Yeah. As we sort of talked about a couple weeks ago, I think Alan Wake is sort of beloved by a certain host of a certain game awards. So...
Jeff.
Yeah, I think that it's interesting that it's here. I mean, I don't doubt that the narrative was good. That's what the game is about, but we'll see. The next category is Best Game Direction. And you'll be shocked when you hear these. There are 5 nominees. First one is Alan Wake 2. Second one is Baldur's Gate 3. Third one is Spider-Man 2. And then we've got Super Mario Brothers Wonder and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Resident Evil 4 is over here getting booted from Game of the Year category when it comes to this. And it's just like, what the frick? Because it's those 5 and Resident Evil 4 for Game of the Year, but then it's just not here.
Yeah.
So I have a strong opinion on this one.
Tell me yours first.
Okay. And I think that this year, I think the difference between direction and Game of the Year is going to be notable. I think that Tears of the Kingdom is going to win Best Direction.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree because I feel like when you read the description of the category, it's awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I feel like out of all of these games on this list, While I think they all innovate in their own way, I think Tears of the Kingdom innovated in a way that people were like conscientious of.
It pushed the medium in a way that the others, like everything else on this list is of pristine quality, but I think Tears of the Kingdom did push the industry in a different way, at least creatively. I doubt many games are going to copy Tears of the Kingdom, but that doesn't mean it wasn't incredibly creative.
Yeah. I think you could make that argument for each of these games. I think they are sort of genre busters. Like, I think Alan Wake 2 is...
Yeah.
I know we've talked a lot of like, oh, it's like Jeff's favorite. It's his love child. It got nominated for everything. But I think Alan Wake 2 does push the genre because you do have all this FMV stuff, and you do have all like this FMV stuff that you haven't seen since like the 90s. And you've got Baldur's Gate 3, which is like one of the first RPGs in a while that's really like true to its bones, like a role-playing game that makes all the other role-playing games that have come out in the past like 5-6 years not look like action adventure games. You got Spider-Man, which was like a great sequel. It's its own entity. You're playing two different characters. It's like a seamless transition between the two. And you got Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which is like a new Mario side scroller, the first one in a while, and it does something new. But I agree. I think that Tears of the Kingdom just did something very different different in a way that like you can create different solutions to the same problem, and that's something that I think is really valuable in a video game because it gives you a lot of replay value.
Yeah, I think this year is difficult because it's just so like it's just such like a powerhouse year. So it's almost difficult to like look at it, you know?
And it's so like oxymoronic too, because it's like it was such a great year for games. It was a horrible year for developers.
Yeah.
Just like layoffs everywhere, crunch everywhere, just like it's sad. I mean, and you wish that the people who have been the ones that are working on these games, I mean, that they were treated better, but
yeah,
I'll get off my soapbox. Anyway, the next category is Game of the Year. And you guys will be totally shocked at these nominees as well.
The ones that I just said the name of a second ago. Oops.
It's actually exactly the same as the last category, except with Resident Evil 4. So it's Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Resident Evil 4 Remake. I think we know my choice.
Say it. Don't spoil it. The audience, even though they already know, has to be surprised in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not what do you pick, it's what do you think's gonna win?
What I think is going to win, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win.
I agree. I'm leaning that way. However, I will say this is the first Game Awards in a long while where I am like not sure. You know?
Yeah.
Like look at past years. You have like last year it was obviously Elden Ring to so many of us, and then like what Last of Us Part 2, it's like okay, it's gonna be that, or like it's just in my mind this is a 2-man race between Link and Astarion. That's the only character whose name I know, so I'm just imagining
his
those
name
two.
is Astarion.
Astarion?
Okay. They're both beautiful elven boys.
Yeah, I'm just imagining those two racing each other right now. And Alan and Peter and Leon and Mario are just in their lawn chairs just watching the competition and clapping. But I think I'm leaning Baldur's Gate 3 because I think, I don't know, I'm just leaning it. And it's not about like sales or anything. I think it's just like it's going to win by a tiny bit, I think.
I just think Baldur's Gate 3 was a sleeper hit. I think that it has permeated into places that are not like... I don't doubt that a lot of people played Tears of the Kingdom, but I think a lot of people who don't really play video games played Baldur's Gate 3 because it blew up on TikTok and social media. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So that's coming this Thursday. So if you want to know the winners of those awards, make sure to tune in. But the Game Awards, honestly, not as much about awards as it is about announcements these days. So Kelly, if you're down, let's play a little game.
Okay.
We're going to say some predictions and some hopes.
Okay.
What do you want to start with?
What if I told you I have no hope?
That's really sad. Is that oh, that's your hope, is you hope that they make a Little Hope sequel? The game from...
They are, aren't they? Not a sequel to that specific
just
title, but
sorry, I was
like,
just trying to make it less sad that you have no
Supermassive
hope.
is making that Dead by Daylight game.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
I didn't. I'm sorry, Kelly. Please forgive me. I forgot. I genuinely did forget, though.
That's okay.
Here.
Oh.
Do you want to...
Should I just get into it?
Yeah.
There's a cat.
I was
There's a
asking
cat
if
on
you
my
wanted to do
desk.
predictions or hopes, but you said you have no hope, but that doesn't quite change my question.
Let's do predictions first, and then we'll do hopes.
Okay. So let's just do 3 and not 5, because 5 is a lot. Because
okay.
I'm not smart enough to guess.
That's good, because I don't know what's going on. So.
Do you want me to start? You just said you wanted to start. Do you want me to start?
Oh, no, I'll start.
Okay, you go ahead. Wow, that was really You said I'll start, and then you're like, Wah!
Sorry. I think predictions wise, I think that we will probably see, what I really want to see is like a new mainline Kojima game.
Not Death Stranding 2?
I mean, I don't know. I guess Death Stranding 2. I don't know if this is a prediction. I think it's more, I don't even know if it's a hope. Like, I don't even necessarily want to see it. But I just kind of feel like something's in the air. You know what I mean? Something's in the air. I can smell the ozone.
I really like the idea. Because, I mean, to be honest, I didn't even put Death Stranding 2 on my predictions. Because I'm like, it's set in my head. Like, Death Stranding 2 will be there. I'd be shocked if there wasn't a trailer for it. I really like the idea of a new Kojima IP there.
I think that would be cool. I don't think he's really the type to be working on 2 things at once, though.
Hey,
if I'm going to keep it 100% real with you, I forgot about Death Stranding 2 when I said that. So,
yeah,
that's all.
I didn't even put it on my list because I'm like, yes, it's set.
Another prediction of mine, I do believe that we will be seeing some Elden Ring DLC, something or other. I think this is pretty... well, I don't know. Maybe FromSoft doesn't really like Jeff anymore because they were traumatized last year. Maybe they don't want to
After what
give him
happened,
anything.
I would be
traumatized.
really funny.
That's why he's got snipers this year. If anybody tries anything funny,
they'll shoot Miyazaki.
Oh my god!
Teach everybody a lesson.
No. Other predictions, I think we'll probably see.
Do you want me to say some so you can think?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and give me some of yours?
All right. My lowest prediction was also Elden Ring DLC, but I do predict that it will be out. It will be out before the end of the month. I originally wrote Shadow Dropped, so it would be out immediately after the show. But I do think that they probably want a little bit of lead up to build some hype and probably release like more details.
And plus, the game came out in February 2022, so they probably want people to play it again.
Yeah,
before they play the DLC.
Because if they announced it for like around Christmas, because DLC you can release any time of year. Obviously, it's not like a game that has to be released strategically, so they could release it literally like Christmas Day if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna do a prediction, a big one. I think that Joseph Fares, Mr. It Takes Two, I think his new game is gonna be there. We don't know anything other than it exists, but I think Hazelight's gonna show whatever they're working on next. And then I have one more, but do you want to share one more? Or do you want me to go first? Do you want me to share my biggest one? Or do you want to share your biggest one?
I guess my thinking is I'm not thinking.
I'm thinking Monster Hunter. I think a big, giant reveal. Because I thought that if I assumed Dragon's Dogma 2 was going to make a big appearance at the Game Awards, but now that we just saw that huge trailer and they had like a 15-minute gameplay showcase, I think that there is room, and I think a big Monster Hunter release for next holiday could be huge, and this would be a cool and big place to show it.
Yeah. What's going on with that Bluebird team Silent Hill 2 remake?
They posted something the other day, and they were, well, I wouldn't put any Konami money or any money on Konami making appearances at Jeff shows, but couldn't
we all just get along?
I mean, I don't want Konami to get along. I want them to die, but that's just me. I want them to sell their properties is what I want. You want to see it, though, don't you?
I just want to see, like, what, like, we haven't seen it in so long. I just want to see what's going on. Yeah. I feel like they announced it forever ago, and, like, we haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah, Bloober tweeted the other day and was like, going good. That's all they said, so.
Good to know. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the update.
Wow. Yeah, it was, so, I don't know. I wouldn't put money on it, but at the same time, hey, Jeff has to repair that at some point, maybe? I don't know. I guess he doesn't.
Depends on, if Konami's going to be around.
Oh, no. That pachinko money's probably going to keep him afloat forever, though.
That's true. What about, well, we'll talk about it with the hopes.
Okay. Well, give me your hopes. Just go ahead and start reading your hopes.
My hopes are kind of outlandish.
That's the point. All of my hopes are things I don't think will happen. I think there's like a 0% chance of all my hopes.
I would like to see something new with Resident Evil.
Oh, like 9?
Whatever that means. Maybe, or maybe 5 remake.
That would be... 5 remake would shock me, 9 wouldn't, and I don't know why. I guess just...
Because it kind of follows the cycle, It's like we got 8. We got Village, and then we got 4, so it would stand to reason that we would get 9 next, and then 5.
Yeah.
But I think showing 5 remake would be cool. But also, I don't know. Because it's like, that's kind of crazy. Like, we haven't heard hide nor hair. But I also feel like 4 was kind of like, surprise!
Yeah.
I mean, we knew it was happening because they remade 3 and 2. But 4, I don't know.
I would love to see a new Resident Evil. I hadn't thought about that. I feel like that's also like awesome. A pretty reasonable hope, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because Resident Evil 4 is huge and stuff, so. You know what I want?
Yes.
What?
Yes?
Hades 2, which I think is actually quite likely to be there. But then they surprise, and it's actually out in 2024. Not just early access, out in 2024.
Yeah. I don't think that's that crazy.
Well, the early access is confirmed for summer, so that'd be quite a turnaround. But I don't care because this is my hopes, not my expectations.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's, that's like me with Dragon Age, Maybe a little different.
Yeah. I would say that's not fair considering Dragon Age is the most important thing in the world to you.
Well, I wouldn't say it's the most important thing in the world to me.
Behind Cookie.
But yeah, don't tell Cookie. But it is. Just kidding.
What else you got?
For hopes, let's see.
You could say anything. This don't have to be real.
That's crazy. Anything. I could say anything.
I feel like Dragon Age was going to be all 3 of your predictions and all 3 of your hopes, but then they were like, nope, today.
I guess I should have known. I mean, like I said, they don't usually do anything crazy for Dragon Age Day, so I'm actually quite surprised. Hopes. I don't know. I think it's hard. I would love to see. So I think like Atlas is very much like, okay, we're doing Persona 3 Reload. So that'll tide you guys over for a while, right?
You're going to say it. You're going to say the thing I was too scared to even put on my hopes, aren't you?
And we just released Tactica, so you guys should be pretty pleased for a while, right? So this is definitely a long shot, a dream in the dark. I just want I think Persona 6 would be awesome. I think it would be so cool.
You said it like it was such a reasonable thing to ask.
I think if you guys just want to hand over the Persona 6 trailer, this can be nice and easy.
Can you imagine getting the GTA 6 and the Persona 6 trailer in the same week?
That would be crazy.
That'd be hilarious.
This is really more of a joke. I don't think we'll be seeing Persona 6 for another 2 years, to be honest with you.
But it's hopes, not expectations.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll read my last two and give you time to come up with a big one.
Sure.
I want a tease for the Switch 2. And I really, really don't think that's possible. I think Nintendo wants to have complete monopoly control over that crap, but I think it'd be fun if they revealed it in some small way here. So I'm just going to say it. I want it.
Yeah.
And my biggest hope that I think is probably the most reasonable of all the things I said, but still would surprise me. I want to see Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh.
It's been a while.
Cool.
We haven't seen it since last April. So it's coming up on 2 years.
That was like the most random trailer.
Well, it was on Kingdom Hearts' anniversary, but it was just
it was so like, what's Sora doing? Why is he in Chicago?
Chicago, not Shibuya, Chicago. I mean, I could tell you exactly what Sora's doing and why he's in Chicago, but it's very much lore based. It's not. I
don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear about what Quadratum is?
No.
No? You don't want to hear about who Strelitzia is?
I don't. I actually know who that is. That's my cousin.
You have a cousin named Strelitzia, or
yes.
Or that Strelitzia is your cousin?
That Strelitzia is my cousin.
Were you sad when she got killed?
No.
Oh. You're not fond of Strelitzia?
No.
So you were happy when she got killed?
I wasn't happy, but I didn't feel particularly sad about it.
Oh, is it because you knew that her soul would just leave and go live in a different dimension?
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. I forgot how well you knew the Kingdom Hearts lore when your cousin Strelitzia died. When my cat killed Strelitzia. Ventus killed Strelitzia. You're gasping like you know.
You're spoiling too much of Kingdom Hearts for me right now.
You're going to play the mobile game?
I just need you to beep, beep,
You're going to play the mobile game?
I just need to take you a few steps back. No, but I'm going to play Kingdom Hearts 3.5 complete version in 2 years when it comes out.
They already released that. It was called Kingdom Hearts 3 re-mind. No, not apostrophe. Re:'mind.
I will not be engaging with the naming conventions of Kingdom Hearts. Thank you very much. I do have another hope.
Go for it.
Are you ready for this? This is going to be crazy. You're going to be like, this girl is crazy. She needs to get locked up.
I already think
I'm like the Joker, baby. I'm crazy.
Yeah, you also you said you don't care that your cousin got killed, so.
My cousin Strelitzia.
Oh, if her name was like Janine, you'd be sad?
Well, I love all my cousins in real life. I don't care about Strelitzia.
Well,
okay.
Is she not your real cousin?
Let me tell you my big hope.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me set the scene for you, okay?
Okay.
We're sitting there. The Game Awards is happening. Jeff goes. It's the end of the show.
End of the show. Okay, this is the big last one.
And Jeff is like, this is a beloved series.
What is your Jeff impression?
Fans have been asking for this everywhere. He's wearing a blazer. He's wearing a t-shirt and a blazer and tennis shoes.
You looked at
sneakers
your feet.
For those of us who live elsewhere in the United States. And he goes, but I've got one more thing to show you from our friends at FromSoft. The lights dim. You hear a creepy little music box. And then you see the moon. A big moon. And it's white. And then it slowly turns red. Bloodborne remake. Boom!
That's pretty good. That's kind of a good one.
Coming January 2024.
Ooh. Way to make it unrealistic.
Did you like the scene I set?
I did like the scene. Your Jeff impression, that's new. We haven't heard that before.
Well, me and him have been spending a lot of time together lately, so I kind of
What's that mean?
Have picked up some of his verbiage and his vernacular.
His what?
His vernacular. Yup, that's him. And I won't be telling you why we've been spending a lot of time together lately. It's because I've been consulting with the Game Awards.
What the frick? This is unethical for you to report on this stuff then. Oh, are you coughing? Oh, I don't feel bad because you have no ethics.
That's so true.
You also don't care that your cousin Strelitzia is dead.
That's so true.
Kelly.
So that was my final hope. I know it's a little bit outlandish, but I think if we got like a Bloodborne remaster and a re-release on modern platforms, people would shut up forever.
Wait, so do you want a remake or a remaster?
I don't care. I'll take either.
Okay.
I don't think it needs to be remade. I think it looks great. I think it needs to be remastered.
I think at this point I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a remake on par with the Demon Souls one.
That would be incredible. Do I think that's going to happen? No. Do I want it to happen? Yes. Will it happen?
No.
But maybe, but no. But in my dreams, yes. But in my waking life, no.
Kelly.
Yes?
Did you play any games?
I did, actually. I did.
What'd you play?
Well, I was feeling a little bit argumentative, and Steam was having a Black Friday sale.
Argumentative.
Well, they call it their, like, autumn sale or whatever.
Yeah.
So I bought the Ace Detective trilogy. Or no, Ace Attorney, I'm sorry. And then I bought the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I got them both for like $10.
Whoa.
I mean, together they were like $10.
That's dirt cheap.
So I started playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the first game. Very fun. There's nothing quite like the weird, like, mid-2000s anime style of the dialogue and the characters mixed with, like, this woman was just murdered. Who did it? And you're like, oh, gosh, I guess I gotta find out who just murdered this lady, but I gotta cross-examine the suspect. It's like, whoa. Like, I don't know the tone. I don't know where we are. I think we're in Japan, but everything's really American, so maybe we're in America. But yeah, it's really fun. I mean, for those who don't know, and if you don't know, that's kind of crazy because these games have been out forever. Like, I think 20 plus years.
Yeah, it's a cultural touchstone at this point.
It is.
I'm going to check when it started.
You play as an attorney. His name is Phoenix Wright. He's got silly hair and silly eyebrows, but he's very cute. And he's like a new attorney in the first game. And basically you just go through and you're an attorney, but you're more of a detective in the game because you make the arguments. You're a defense attorney, I think. I've only played the first game, so maybe you change, but you're a defense attorney, so you're trying to defend people from getting put in jail and, all this stuff. So you have to, like, find evidence. You're, like, investigating. You listen to the testimony. You do the cross-examination. It's really very fun. And it's not super intense. Like, I feel like anybody could realistically play it. I haven't played the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I think that's like the Sherlock Holmes stuff or Sherlock Sholmes, whatever it's called. It's like animation Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. I can't talk. So I'm excited to play that too. But yeah, it's been fun. The music is really nostalgic for me. I don't know why. I feel like I watched playthroughs of it when I was younger, and it's like it sticks in your head.
Yeah,
it's got that sort of like old chiptune
GBA time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun. So I've been enjoying that.
It came out in 2001, by the way, so it's 23 years old. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That thing can almost rent a car.
That thing can drink in the United States. And it's been able to drink in Europe for years.
You looked really proud of that. I was going to call it a joke, but that's generous for what you just did.
Oh. Hey, Andrew, what'd you play this week?
Sorry. I'm mean to Kelly. I played a few games. Kelly made me cough.
Sorry.
It's contagious, like a yawn. I finished Persona 5 Royal. Please forgive me for my incredible speed, but I did it.
Wait, you finished it? You didn't tell me you finished it.
Well, I finished it 2 days. I finished it December 2nd, so I finished it like late Saturday night into Sunday morning. Are you mad?
You finished it and you didn't tell me.
Well, I was going to tell you on the podcast, which we're doing.
And you know how I feel about Dr. Maruki?
I have a lot of thoughts on Dr. Maruki now.
Oh my god.
The royal content, I'm not going to say a ton because Kelly's talked about it a bunch and I've also been talking about it. It's just the royal content's a great addition. I'm glad that it kind of like adds more but doesn't change much. It doesn't like take away from what was there, which I thought it did in a very interesting way. But I had a wonderful time. I can't recommend it highly enough. I finished. It took me 105 hours, so I was a little bit of a speed demon. That sounded like a joke, but that genuinely is kind of quick for that game.
Yeah.
After I finished that game, I wanted to go something wildly different. There's this game called Gunman Clive. Came out on the 3DS. Gunman Clive 1 and 2 came out on the 3DS, and they both are on Switch and an HD collection. I got that HD collection for $1.50 because I wanted to revisit these games. The first game I finished in about 30 minutes, and the second game in about 1 hour. These games are great, though. It's like a love letter to Mega Man. I do think that they kind of suffer from being on console now. I think they really did well on the 3DS hardware. The visuals really suited that console, and now they're a little bit bland. There's not a lot going on, but I did enjoy it a lot. The first game is definitely better, in my opinion. The second has a lot more going on and interesting gameplay variety and visuals and stuff, but it has a lot more frustrating moments, like difficulty-wise. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. It was fun to revisit it, and especially for the price of $1.50. Well worth it. And then I was on Netflix the other day scrolling the games because I remembered they had those, and I was like, what they got? And I saw World of Goo, which is a classic puzzle game that I've been meaning to play for years, and I decided, hey, it's on Netflix, it's on my phone, pop it in. So I got that game, and I started playing it. I finished 1 world out of 4, and I like it a lot. I think it's really cute. It's really fun. It's satisfying. It's interesting because it's not just pure puzzle solving. It's also like physics based, so it's a little silly and wacky at times. And the visuals are really nice. It has aged very well, even though that game is 15 years old? How old is World of Goo? Let's find out. I'm
researching.
Thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Because of Kelly's sounds, I now know that it came out in 2008, 15 years ago. Wow, that's spot on.
Wow.
Which makes me sad that it took me this long to play it. But hey, I finally did, and I'm having a great time with it. I'm going to keep playing it on the phone before I go to bed. Last game I played this week is actually kind of a big one. It came out last year on PC and this year on Switch back in May, and I hadn't gotten to it yet, and that is The Case of the Golden Idol. This is a puzzle game. More of a detective game, actually, I'd say. If you're familiar with a game like Return of the Obra Dinn, it is a game where you're collecting information and trying to put pieces together to figure out what happened. So you have these scenarios on screen. Sometimes it's a few different screens where somebody's dead, and you got to figure out how they died, who killed them, why'd they kill them, what do they want, who else is there, what are their names, what is everything. This game requires you to fill out, it gives you like keywords as you explore. So like, let's say you like look at this person and they have a letter, and in that letter, it has the name of somebody. That name gets added to your bank of words. And then you can use those words to fill out an empty document. It's like Mad Libs, but for puzzle solving. It's really good. The visuals are like really gross pixel art style. Like it's pretty ugly on purpose. So it's really kind of unsettling at times. And they're all murder mysteries. So, there's always somebody who's been violently murdered. I am in love with it. It starts quite simple, but satisfying nonetheless. And it quickly ramps up to be extremely complicated. You have like tons of on-screen stuff that you have to fill out. I think that this game is well worth visiting. It's a little more expensive than I expected, but at the same time, it's a lot longer than I expected. I thought this game was going to be like a 2-hour thing, but I've probably played about 5 hours, and I'm near the end of the game. I'm having the best time, and I just cannot recommend this game highly enough. I'm now showing Kelly the amount of things you have to fill out, like the amount of information you have to fill out just for one scene, one chapter, if you will.
Oh, God.
It's wildly overwhelming at first, but once you start putting the pieces together, it all kind of fits in place, and it's just so satisfying. I feel like this game would do well on mobile. I picked up the Switch to try to play on handheld, and it did feel nice to drag the words around with my fingers rather than controller. But I think the big screen was kind of a necessity, so I decided to put it back on there. But I think if it was like on mobile, that'd be a really cool place to play it. I recommend this game a lot. I think you'd enjoy it because you're kind of a loser.
Oh.
And this game's kind of made for losers. But like in a good
Is that
way.
why you had so much fun?
Ooh, got me. Hang on. I'm going to dab. Ready? Kelly and I just dabbed, just so you know, audience. That's what happened.
That's crazy. I haven't done that since like 2018.
You haven't done that since like last time we recorded an episode and I dabbed and you copied me.
Well, yes.
Are you excited to watch the Jeffs here in 2 days? Well,
I am.
Come release, it'll be 2 days.
I'm excited to see Jeff on the screen.
Are you excited to watch that GTA TQD I don't have that up anymore, so I can't make the joke again trailer?
Can I tell you something?
Did you watch the leak while we were talking?
Rockstar, you told me, Rockstar tweeted it.
Oh,
they were like, here's the trailer.
Wait,
somebody leaked it?
It's out now?
Yeah.
Well, frickin' let's watch it. That'll be a fun way to end this.
I watched it. I skimmed it. I didn't listen with the volume on.
Rockstar Games, GTA 6.
I didn't want to be disrespectful.
Well, Kelly, pull it up. Let's watch it. Let's watch 90 seconds and react together. That sounds fun.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's crazy that they just released it.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw Tom Petty's name.
It's
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm hitting play. I'm at 2 seconds. Okay, there's cars driving on a highway.
Oh,
we're in a prison.
I don't know if you have to. Whoa.
Oh wait, you're muted. Are you intentionally muted?
Oh, it's probably because I'm listening to the. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Should I narrate? Okay, now we're on a boat. Okay. We're on the beach. We're on Miami Beach. I mean, it's not Miami. It's Miami though, but it's not Miami. It's probably got a different name. Well, there's this is definitely Florida. If you've ever been to Florida, Florida is a diverse array of things happening in one state. Because not only do you have beach, but you also have swamp. So there's alligator and there's spring break. And I mean, this trailer doesn't really give anything away other than the setting, which I think is cool. And the main character, it seems. We've got our first female main character in Grand Theft Auto history. It's a win for the girls. That's her story right there. Coming 2025, by the way. See you in 2 years.
Okay, can you hear me
Bozo.
Now?
I can. I actually could hear you the whole time.
I was going to say, I didn't think I was muted, but so I could have talked that whole time instead of just letting you carry that. Sorry about that.
Well, I think everybody probably really enjoyed my narration.
Yeah, especially because you just started and you're like, there's a boat, there's people, there's sand. Graphics. Holy graphics.
I mean, that's,
Wow.
yeah, it looks good. I guess it's a Vice City, right? Because that's where Vice City was. It was in, like, Miami, quote unquote.
Yeah, it looks.
I mean,
there were a lot of bits about, like, Florida man does XYZ. Like, that looks like that's going to be very much what they're leaning into.
Yeah, I mean, that's Florida, though. That's very accurate.
It looks stunning.
It's crazy down there.
I'm going to watch that again on my TV so I can fully absorb it. That was a lot to take in, but it was not a gameplay trailer.
No.
So I honestly, cool, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm glad that there's going to be a new Grand Theft Auto. I feel like come on, man. Grand Theft Auto 5 is like 10 plus years old.
I'm a tiny bit disappointed that it's 2025. I know we said it earlier, but that's I feel like it would have been a great holiday 24 release.
I know.
But
I agree.
At least it has graphics.
It's probably going to be like the best selling game of all time.
Oh, yeah, I think pretty definitively. Especially because it's going to stick around for freaking 12 years. And they're probably like planning the GTA Online element way more. Whereas GTA 5, it was just like, oh, it happens to be the most popular thing ever. Oops. But like GTA 6, it's going to be very much planned.
Yeah.
So sorry to completely change the structure of the episode to talk about a trailer that released unexpectedly. But hey, that means we have more time to talk about Jeff next week.
So true. And we're so excited to talk about Jeff.
I
Thank you
wish the
guys so
audience could
much.
see your face. That was scary.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode of Talking Games with Kellie and Andrew. I hope you had a really great Monday. I hope your Tuesday goes really well too. I hope the rest of your week is awesome, and we can't wait to talk to you next week. Bye.